Good evening. I'd like to call the Planning Commission meeting for Monday, January 27th to order. Roll call.
Chairperson Smith,
Here.
Commissioner Brogachnik,
Here.
Commissioner Petrangelo,
Here.
Commissioner Corjolios.
Present.
Let the record also show that ex officio Pat Green and Tina Glad are also in attendance. Number 2, approval of the minutes. Approval of the Planning Commission minutes for November 25th, 2024. No corrections, additions, or deletions, if any.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Acceptance of the agenda. Acceptance of the agenda for recording purposes. No additions, deletions, or changes, if any. I'll move the agenda.
I'll second.
It's been made and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, new business. Convene the public hearing scheduled for this time to consider a subdivision plat exemption request of Andrea Rand with ISG 7900 International Drive, Suite 550, Bloomington, Minnesota 55425 on behalf of owner Iron Gate Associates LLC, CO Buckingham Property Management LLC, 657 East Main Street, Suite 5, Mount Kisco, New York 10549, in the C3 Highway Service Commercial District and the Hibbing City Code of Ordinances on the subject property 12036 Highway 169 Hibbing, also known as Iron Gate. Plat or staff report?
Chair, the applicant is proposing to divide one lot into 2 lots parcels. The reason for the request is to sell one parcel to a developer for an Aldi site development. Since his original parcel is a continuous piece of property, the subdivision would make 2 parcels, and the smaller lot would be sold to the developer. There also will be no extension of utilities required. Both lots and parcels will meet the minimum size requirement for the C3 commercial zoning requirements. The request meets all the conditions for a plat exemption in the C3 zoning district, and a legal description of the properties has been submitted to the office for legal recording of the parcels if this passes. I'll turn it back to you, Chair. There is an applicant in the audience.
Okay. Can I have the applicant come to the podium and speak your name and address for the record, please?
Hi, good evening. My name is Jamie Faust. I'm project manager with ISG from Bloomington, Minnesota.
Can you give us just a brief overview of what you're doing here?
So what we proposed is an Aldi grocery store located on a corner section lot of the Iron Gate Plaza. Currently, one of the lots is solely owned by one entity. The other is a partial of the lot 6, which is the mall itself. So what we'd be required to do is to plat the entire lot 5 and a part of lot 6, which is Iron Gate, into its own lot and its own plat for the Aldi development. We did ask the owner if they would like us to replat the entire development. They declined. Would like to keep their lots and their plat as is. We'd only be platting this new section alone.
I got a question. Where that lot is here, you're talking about where all the rocks and stuff are, like where it kind of looks like it came down from Hardee's down that way. Is that what we're talking about here?
It would be to the west of
West
the
of
entrance.
that? Okay.
West of the entrance road.
West of the entrance road, okay.
You
Now-
have a map.
Yeah, okay, a question on this is that, does the mall own that road?
Correct.
Okay, and so, but the city plows it, I understand? Does the city take care, does the city go down that way?
No.
No, do you guys plow that road?
So are you
Well,
asking?
I mean, it comes from up, obviously where the new where the new car wash is, and then it comes down in front of your place there.
Yes.
So, and you guys own, so do you own, do they own from the top?
He's not from
with
the mall.
Huh?
He's with the.
He's not with the mall.
Oh, he's not
ISG.
with, no, but who owns that?
The mall.
The mall owns that, okay? And so, what I'm saying is that, do
They have
they own from the
private-
very top, going all the way down, all the way towards, Walmart then? Is that what they own?
Correct.
That road? Okay, but who maintains that road?
Well, they hire, just like Walmart does for their parking
Oh,
lot.
okay. So that's not city property there, that's the mall property then, right?
Correct.
Okay, and they're gonna be, and with that entrance, I notice on that road, now if you're gonna have a store there, like Aldi's, which is probably gonna be pretty busy, there's no signs or anything up. Do you think that we should tell the mall that we have to have speed limit signs there?
He may know also as the applicant, but, yeah, the road is terrible
Right, it
in
is.
front of the old Hardee's and then come
Right.
across, and it is low when we get a lot of water, that area right by where this lot
Right.
is floods. So I would think the mall's aware of all this, that they would, to keep a tenant, well, it won't be a tenant, you'll own the property that you would wanna maintain.
Correct, and if I understand your question, you're talking about the east-west access that runs across from the car wash. So
Right.
that is technically just a private access. That we maintain through the Aldi site.
Okay.
It is privately owned, it would all be privately maintained. And we have, as a part of our proposal with the owner, proposed improvements to the whole access coming in off the highway.
Yeah, I'm kinda worried about that because that car wash being there now, and there's a lot of traffic going through there. And I notice there's no speed limit signs at all there, you know? And I don't want to say anybody get, I mean, you come down off of that car wash, cause I go there, and you can't hardly see as you're kinda making a left turn there.
Correct, and
So-
a part of the
And
agreement.
then, like I said, I mean, with you guys, you know, obviously that place will be busy, I'm sure, so I just wonder about,
We hope so.
yeah, being that the city doesn't own it, I don't know, can we say that, you know, that they should fix that?
No, the city has no say on a private parking lot. You know,
I don't mean the parking lot, I mean the road.
well, it's
Yeah.
private road
The
too.
private road, yeah. So you're saying we couldn't ask them to, or make sure that, I'm a little concerned about the traffic area there.
Yeah. I would think that once,
Maybe
this
you could put
development.
pressure on them.
Well, so as a part of our plan is to make sure that we did, you know, with improving the new access, also adding signage along with that. I did do a drive-through on my way in today, and it looks like at one time, there are some signs, but they do need to be improved, and that's something that we would work with Iron Gate as well on that. And I know that they do want to improve that east-west access coming from the car wash, because it looks like it's been improved all the way down right to the Iron Gate
Okay.
property, and then pick that up across, improve the entrance, you know, to the highway at the light, and then obviously all of Aldi's property to the west as well.
So you're basically gonna be in the Kmart, is that, or
No,
what was
they're
that?
gonna be right on the front.
Right on the front part then,
On the
right?
front edge of the parking lot.
Right on its parking lot,
It'd be separate, yes, they're
Separate
buying
buildings,
a
yeah.
piece of that,
yeah.
correct.
That entrance that comes off the highway itself,
Yes.
would that be part of your development then too, or is that?
We are working with Iron Gate as a part of this agreement to improve that
As well.
and get that corrected,
Yeah,
so that everyone that has access into Iron Gate and into the Aldi this would all be new or improved.
right, so basically the whole front end of it's gonna end up pretty much new once
Sure.
it's said and done with your agreement.
Yes, yes.
Which entrance are you talking about? The one with the lights or the one between
The,
Walmart?
the lights coming in from the highway.
From the lights, are you guys at Aldi's building to the west or the east from the lights?
To the west,
West, yeah.
West.
yes.
That's where the road is, that center road, so every.
Almost
garage is-
adjacent to the gas station there at the Walmart.
Almost adjacent to the gas station?
Yes, there's kind of a, well, part of it's Iron Gate Avenue, I know it stops, but there's an entrance out in the gas station.
Right.
But it'd be up in that upper corner.
Basically it goes from there to the lights.
Yep.
I guess that's all we have for you. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak for or against this at this time? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing at this time. Any discussions, thoughts?
I think it's a good thing if they want to come. We should have them.
Finding of facts, we've got to read stuff off, so we don't even have that page.
We don't have findings of facts.
Nope. Not for,
So I would, I guess then, if you guys have nothing else, I would so move on this.
Make a motion to approve it?
Yeah, I would move.
We'll make the motion then.
Oh, I make a motion to approve.
Okay, I'll second it then.
we had a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And this will come before the city council on February 5th at 5 p.m. And you should be in attendance there too in case they have any questions for you regarding this.
For final approval, it goes to the city
City
council.
council.
They're recommending approval to the council.
They probably wouldn't have necessarily any questions. A lot of this, if it's routine like this, they just go with our recommendation, but we always recommend that the applicants are there in case they have something or somebody else happens to show up in the audience that has some questions or something. So,
Do you have a date for that?
February 5th at 5 p.m. Okay, next on the agenda, we got discussion of the comprehensive plan land use chapter updated by Community Development Director Betsy Olivanti.
Chair.
Yes.
Betsy couldn't make it tonight.
Okay,
What this is the city has hired a consultant to look at our, to update our comprehensive plan use, but the section they're looking at is all in our zoning under natural environment land use. So without Betsy here to really explain why and what they'll be doing, she will come back to another meeting to update you.
okay.
So we can table this then. for
She
now.
just wanted to make sure that you guys all got this, that
Can look
she
through
had
it and
sent.
stuff.
Yeah,
And that was what they would be doing, or their sort of
this is
bid
their
package.
proposal to her.
Yep. Have they already hired these then to do this, or is it just,
The city, Candy, the city council passed the company to do this, I think. Comprehensive plan.
Yes, that's correct. And so the next step would be, they're going to bring it to Planning Commission, and then once Betsy's back, then she can explain where you're at with it.
okay.
Just table it for now then.
For the next
So you don't have to, there's no vote on this or anything.
Yep.
This is just gonna update you on what this consultant would be doing, looking at different areas of our zoning,
Okay,
our residential, our commercial, mostly, along the highway, what may be a better use than what it is now. And
And they gave us some good examples here. There's one from Ironwood, Michigan, Farmington, Minnesota, Winona, Minnesota, Itasca County, to kind of give us an overview of what they're talking about here.
So when's the last time this has ever been updated? Is it
2018,
When?
2018.
2018, let's see.
That's pretty recent
That's pretty
for a
recent.
comprehensive
Yes,
plan.
really, that is.
And Chair and Commissioners, Betsy did ask me to just to let you know that she wanted you to have it ahead of time so you have a chance to look into it or look into the packet. And then the city will be taking you kind of along the ride with us, just so that you're not out in the cold, not knowing what's going on.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Okay, next we got open discussion. Anybody have anything for? Okay, seeing none, Move for
No,
adjournment?
we have some over here.
What's that?
got
We have some open
discussion.
discussion over here.
Oh, okay.
You wanna start?
Sure. Well, one is, a company is looking at our landfill, St. Louis County landfill. It's in the city of Hibbing for a solar project. And part of our ordinance is closed landfill restrictions. Solar is not restricted, but some of our language, it doesn't stipulate structures and what they, so any solar energy farm would require a conditional use. And we want to change a section of our ordinance, just the wording that, it says what it says now is solar energy farm uses provided are located outside the methane area and as identified in the closed landfill use plan. Well, most of the area is a methane use, and that's where they wouldn't have any structures. Methane would not hurt a solar panel on a post. And so they would like that wording changed. We talked to the city attorney, he agreed. All we have to do is add, any enclosed structures cannot be on the methane area that's located, that the MPCA already, gave us a map of that area. So that would be coming to, anytime we change an amendment, and we have to have notify it in the paper, have a public hearing if anybody wants to talk about it, and then bring it to the council. So that'll be coming up. That's on our closed landfill.
So the first page I gave you was what our ordinance is right now, and the second sheet in red is what their recommended wording changes are, and that's what, we had the city attorney look at, and he sees no problem with adjusting our wordage to their recommendations.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions on that?
No, sir.
So we would bring that back to you with another public hearing for a change.
Okay.
Pat, is this something that other companies have been doing lately at various other locations nationwide, or?
They have done other landfill areas, this Eden company.
Eden Renewables.
Okay.
Eden. Sounds like sort of a good use. I think the project is, they're working for Minnesota Power, I'm pretty sure, the developer. So, yeah, it sounds like, a good use for closed landfills. There's not a lot of permitted uses that you can do on it.
That's the future, I think.
How many acres were they looking to use, do you know?
Not yet. Yeah, they will be bringing us information, for a conditional use, but they can't bring it till this language is changed.
Yeah. Because it requires a conditional use to be able to do the solar panels, but they won't bring us the conditional use until the language says that they can apply for one.
Okay. Makes sense.
Sounds quite large. but-
Well, there's quite a bit of area out there that is
Yeah.
methane area restricted, so,
Oh, yes.
it make a good fit for it in a way, because you can't.
Yeah,
do
you
much
can't use it for anything else.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yep. Next would be shipping containers. We have to come up with some type of ordinance. Back in 2014, 2016, 2014, we had a draft ordinance with the planning commission, never went through.
John, I think I saw that you were on the commission then,
I was.
but I don't think anybody else was.
Gordy must have been here.
14, yeah, I should.
Yeah, Gordy was here yet. I think he
2014,
was.
maybe.
Might have been.
But it
I remember the discussion about
it
it.
Well, they
never
didn't-
went through to the council.
It never went through to the council?
No, it was a draft ordinance, but it never went,
Right now, yeah, we have nothing.
it never went.
Why
through.
didn't it go through? It just,
I couldn't find anything going
Oh.
back that far as to why it
Okay.
never did. It just never
just
did.
never did.
Just stalled.
I know we had a lot of discussion about them, but that was,
Well, I think that was the time when that guy wanted to put it on First Avenue. And he, cleared that lot.
Yep.
There was a lot there, and he wanted to put, and the neighbors didn't like that
right,
across the
he's
street.
gonna kinda use it
Yeah,
for
he was gonna
blockage
use
and a
it, he was
fence
gonna use it
almost.
for, in that blocked-in area there.
Correct.
He fenced it
That's
off.
what
and-
brought it up.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
gonna put it inside there. I do remember that.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
he,
That's
and we said no about it then.
So, but the problem is, if we make it a permitted use in, certain zones,
Right.
not certain zones, how many, where should they be located? Front, back, side yard, or just, permanent? Should it be a conditional use? Should it just be a permitted use with a zoning permit, those type? Light industrial, some cities only have it in their light industrial, but they don't have rural areas like Hibbing does. So that's why we need, 2 people at least on a technical panel. We have to come up with, and then with
Well, I'd
those-
like to be on it because I do remember a lot of discussion
Yep,
about
and
it.
I
Okay, we
have
have
all
one.
the old,
We
Yeah.
need one more.
Go.
Yeah, I think we need to really kind of, yeah, like on First Avenue, that wouldn't have been a very good fit there, I didn't think, but maybe in an industrial area probably for sure, like a contractor or somebody, okay, just
Well,
using
yeah,
that
yeah.
example, or, but as far as like people, I mean, you do see now where some people have, maybes into like homes. Have you ever seen that? I've seen it. I mean, that I don't think we should permit.
well, with the building permit, you can't
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna use it for storage or something, fine.
It
But
would have to be an accessory.
yeah, it'd have to be that
building.
type of, that's my thought about it anyhow, instead of somebody like, gonna use it to live in or something like that. I don't know if that's such a good idea, but, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of factors that we have to
The
adjust.
problem is too, so you get one of those, or 2, you don't
Yeah.
build a garage.
Right,
So then you don't have a structure
right.
that's permanent, it's,
So, if
Well,
if
those-
it's not permanent, they can't tax it then, or how does that go?
well, we don't know nothing about
Well,
taxes,
I mean, but I meant even that, because it's something that can be moved then, so that's the reason why, or, if somebody puts them on. I mean, like I said, I'm thinking more like contractors and stuff that should be, but I know, there's a lot of things that we have to look at,
Well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that want them.
Yeah, there is.
The
There is
rural area.
rural, for sure.
Should you have so much acreage? We have areas on First Avenue Road that can be a small lot, or.
Yeah, and we just had the thing with the guy who was, putting the campers and stuff, but he bought extra land, so he had, but, I don't know, I don't think they should be like visible type of things, I mean,
Well,
that's just my
That's
opinion.
all the
Yeah.
items that need to be
That's
discussed.
the items we have to address.
And we have to have the panel, like 2 commissioners and our office to discuss it, during the daytime, to have meetings and
Sure.
find what we want, fine tune it.
Find a common
Well,
solution.
yeah, because even like some of your commercial stores use them and stuff, and, where are you gonna allow them and how many, like you said. even,
Correct, yeah,
so,
a number.
based on the size of the lot maybe, because one store maybe could have the ability to have 20 of them, where the other one maybe only has room for 1
Yeah.
or something.
You're
You know,
right.
we
Yeah.
talk about rural, well, we have a specific one where we have a rural that has 6 acres, it's rural, you'd think it would be fine. It's not, we have a complaint because the houses are only 100 feet apart, and
Yep.
somebody moved one in, and it's,
Yeah.
a bright color, and it's right there, looking out somebody's window, and
Yeah,
So just because it's rural and they have 6 acres, doesn't mean that it's okay.
right.
Yeah, we have a complaint right now, city attorney has it, and they both have 6 acres of land.
But their houses are literally 100 feet apart. And that's where the shipping container is.
Well,
And you can buy these things for like $3,500. It's cheap compared to a garage.
Storage.
for
storage.
storage, yeah, instead of
I
building
mean,
a garage.
You know, to build the same size garage, if you went through even like a kind of garage, you're probably talking 12 to 14,000.
Yeah, you're right.
So we have John and Dimitri. Does during the day work at all for you
Works for
guys?
me,
I can make it work.
Okay.
yeah,
Is there a certain morning, afternoon?
whatever you want, doesn't
So
matter,
we'll-
yeah.
What about you,
we
Dimitri?
can
Yeah.
email
Just let me
you.
know and I'll make it work.
And she can call me.
Yeah.
I got your number.
No, I lost my
Cause
list.
you know me, I don't
You
answer
lost your
anything.
list. Projecting signs, you got one more.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's taken this long to really get to this point with those.
Well, if you pass something that causes problems,
Yeah,
we have, right now we have, if it's not permitted and it's not a conditional use, it's not, then you cannot apply for one.
right,
So then it's sort of easier to say, no,
Mhm.
you know, they're not allowed.
right.
We have, what, two in right in the urban area. You know, we're going through the city attorney,
Okay,
I think.
One thing that should
Haven't
probably
been by there yet.
be looked at too is whether they're temporary or permanent, because of like construction sites, a lot of times, they will use them for storage on a temporary basis.
Yep, and we've
Well,
allowed those.
We've allowed that.
Oh,
Yep,
as
they-
long as
they
they're
come-
temporary
Yeah.
for that.
Yep, they come to us and we allow that.
yeah,
The DNR has 20 of them, but that's for a project.
right,
They got a permit, temporary storage of, that they need them to move stuff out of a building, mark it, stack it, fix the building, put everything back. Yeah. So for construction, that always been allowed, you know.
yeah, we're talking.
We
people
have
all
done a
have
couple
permit.
that
No,
are
I know, it is,
temporary.
but
But no, you're
6
right about
months.
that too, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can figure this out, you know,
Oh yeah, there's just gotta be discussions about it.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, to come up with an actual ordinance,
Yeah.
and we have
Then we have it. Then
7
we have it.
different-
Then it
7
makes everybody's
zones.
job easier.
And we have to base off of, we have the old draft ordinance from 2014.
Right,
We have an ordinance that was from Duluth, and we have an ordinance from Chisholm. So
That's
we've
right.
got some
Okay.
reference
got
points
some
too.
reference points then.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll look forward
whenever
to
you
that.
guys want to, I'm available.
I have one, so we have to adjust our meeting schedules, so we typically have have had the second and the fourth Mondays. We need to change to the first and the third Mondays. There was an adjustment with, the HEDA meetings having to change to the second Mondays of the month, so we are now gonna be the first and the third Mondays of the month. So our main one will try to be the first if there's a holiday or timing or whatever, but we'll be the first and the third Mondays of the month now. Does that work for everybody?
That works.
Okay.
Al, can we adjourn?
I think he's got one more for us.
One more?
Pat's got one more.
So on First Avenue and Howard Street, projecting signs are not allowed, except the ones that are existing.
Okay,
At one time, the city decided, no, they had to be wall signs. A lot of businesses are wondering why. You know, you can't put a lit projecting sign. In my mind, if you're in a town and you don't know exactly where something is,
yeah,
well, at least when you're driving, you can see every sign. If it's on the wall, you go past it
Yeah.
before you see it.
so that is part of an ordinance on that.
Sign
you
ordinance.
can't
It's in
have
our
the
sign
sign
ordinance.
projecting.
Yeah. You couldn't come in and get a sign ordinance
Yes.
and put it
A sign
horizontal
permit,
from
yeah.
your
The
building.
horizontal on the building, yeah.
It's been that
I know
way.
when I had ours, we had to put it on the bit, but I did put lights on it, which projected, towards
Yeah.
the building.
If you have one existing, you can put a brand new sign in that frame,
Right, that's what we ended up doing.
and you can maintain that frame, but you cannot enlarge it or change it.
Okay, like, how about people like that have these awnings, like, don't you have awnings?
We have
at your-
both an
at your
awning and a
place?
projecting sign.
And that projects out, doesn't it, those awnings?
Yep.
But the signage is on the awning. You
Right.
still have to turn and read that awning.
Well, that's true, yeah.
It's like a wall sign.
Yeah. You're
I
talking
mean,
about it
the
like,
thoughts are, and I don't know if the, should bring it to a workshop, see what the council thinks about it. To me, you've all been in towns where you can see every sign,
yeah,
and it looks
I like it.
busy.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
does.
look dead,
Yep.
you
yeah,
know? And you can read them before you drive by them.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Why, the reason, one was, safety, that you're looking at the signs, wow.
Well, if you gotta
You
turn
are
your head,
either
I think
way.
safety.
If you have to turn your head and then you're looking back
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah,
missed
you're
it, that
looking
might
down.
be more of a
After
safety.
you've
Right.
passed it, type of
You know,
situation.
they wouldn't be blinking, they wouldn't be flashing, they can only be a solid light like they are now. You know, that wouldn't change, but, so it's a tough, I may bring it up, it's another TEP panel thing. But I think I'll find out what the council feels about it, if they've had any business calls about it. And so, it may be brought up in the,
In my opinion, that's a ridiculous ordinance.
So if
What's
the
that?
council
It's
approves it,
ridiculous.
do we have?
not to have them or to have them?
No, not to have them. I don't see
I-
why they shouldn't
I
have.
think that you guys would have to
We
bring
would
it.
have to do it first and then send it to the council?
Well, no, we should, the council has workshops just like.
Right.
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 See if they've ever even thought
Okay.
about it. Some may not even know that you can't do it,
I didn't, well, I don't,
so.
why,
I think that
mine was on the building
I
and
think
outside.
So
what
it's
John
a-
is saying is,
yeah, this-
if it comes to,
Oh.
then it would start here.
Correct.
That's
This
what
is
I
an
meant.
actual
Right.
part of our sign ordinance to allow them.
Right,
There again, you gotta have size, how far. all
Right.
that, so.
And you're,
It's just a topic that, to be brought up, I think.
Pat, you're talking about a sign that projects off the side, 90 degrees off the building. You're talking about something that's probably less than, 3 feet by 5 feet?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to come up with a maximum size.
Right.
Not like a wall sign, you
Yeah,
can cover so much of your frontage. you know. This would be over the right of way, which is city property, when you protrude out from the building, and how it's secure, how far out, and how high should it be. I'm sure many cities or towns have protruding sign ordinances that we would look into to see
Right.
what they have. It's just, that may come up in the future with the TEP panel again.
Are you kind of starting this panel just to go between us and the city council, work some stuff out to come back? Because if we're gonna do that, I wouldn't mind looking at side yard fences, to go from 6 foot to 8 foot between
Right,
property
well,
lines.
right now, it did change to 7-foot fence,
Okay,
and that's for a zoning permit on the property line.
okay.
I've never brought that to the council, what their thoughts are on the height of a fence. 7 feet's pretty high with
I'm
those.
I was looking at, like, you go to Lowe's or Menards or something, a lot of the panels are 8, you can either get a 6 by 8, 6 foot tall, 8 foot long, or an 8 by
Yeah,
8.
6 foot tall is most of their panels.
Yeah.
Right, or
And then they
you
keep,
can,
to get 8 foot, you keep it up off the
Yeah.
ground or you
Yeah.
put it up, yeah. But right now, 7 foot is allowed to go right on the property line. It was 6 foot a year ago, that changed. That just changed through the building code. So if they state that you can do a 7-foot fence, we don't have to go through the city because it never was a variance or a conditional use to do a fence, it was just a fence permit.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
That's it,
All
unless
right.
anybody else has something.
Gentlemen? No? I would so move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned.
Oh.